What is going on in the September housing market right here in Lake Oswego? Stay tuned, we're gonna get right into it. My name is Aaron Cullen, this is Brandon Cullen, and together we own a real estate company right here in Portland, Oregon. We live in Lake Oswego ourselves, and so we are giving you a market update, a very local market update of Lake Oswego. What's going on, what's it like right here in September of 2024. Okay, so come take a walk with us as we walk down in the Palisades neighborhood of Lake Oswego. Now I wanna give you guys a little overview. If you're thinking about moving here to Lake Oswego, this is what's going on the market right now, or if you already live here and you're thinking about selling, this is gonna have some great nuggets of information as well.
And Aaron's gonna get into some stats overall, but also to give you a insider's view, we're going to take you on a tour of two homes that are listed right at the median price for Lake Oswego.
Yeah, which right now is $1.23 million. So just a little over 1.2 million is the median home price in Lake Oswego right now.
So when you talk about that median home price, it makes me wonder how many homes are on the market right now.
So we got 170 homes actively on the market right now. Now I'm not including condos, I'm not including townhomes. These are single family homes just in Lake Oswego. Now, if you want to compare that to Portland, Oregon, the Portland metro area, there's 7,300 homes in the Portland metro area active right now.
If you bought in Lake Oswego in the last few years, we have a lot of people who reach out and talk to us about these videos, and they already live here. They still, keep up because they want to know what's going on. Yeah. So if you're one of those people and you bought in the last few years and you hear that there's 170 homes on the market, it probably sounds like 1 million homes on the market, because it's a lot compared to what we've seen since 2020. There were times when there were just a handful of homes for people to choose from.
That's true. And we do have more homes on the market than we've had in the last couple of years. So the inventory has slowly been kind of coming up and up and up over this last year. We're supposed to have, kind of more of a frenzied, normal, very active, very strong spring market, but that just didn't turn out to be the case. I feel like it started pretty strong and then it kind of fizzled out. I think because the Feds raised interest rates a little bit. They said they were gonna come down, keep coming down, but they didn't. They actually increased them back up a little bit, and then now they just dropped them recently. Here we are, beginning of September. I do think next year, though, the spring market is gonna heat up, and I think there's a good chance, especially if they keep lowering the interest rates, it is gonna fuel the market, I think, for more buyers to come out there. I hope a lot of people move from out of state into Portland and Lake Oswego. A lot of people are ready to move and they're gonna have life events. They're kind of waiting for those lower interest rates.
How is the higher inventory of homes translating to how long these houses are actually sitting on the market?
In Lake Oswego, the median days on market is 34 right now. Here we are in September 2024. And in Portland, it's a little higher. It's around 46 days on market. So the Portland metro in general is a little less hot, I would say, or a little slower than it is here in Lake Oswego. Now, Lake Oswego is always kind of, in demand market, a little hotter than Portland metro, especially because we got the #1 school district, extremely low crime rate. We've got our own police department, mayor, all those types of things.
Those days on market vary wildly per house. So if you have a really well-priced house that is move-in ready and in a desirable location,
right,
it may get offers first weekend on the market. So you don't want to necessarily sit because you hear that median days on market. It's really going to depend on the home.
So the median days on market, being 34 in Lake Oswego, you're gonna have a lot of homes that are gonna go that first weekend. So they might be on the market for maybe only 3 days, 7 days, and then they get tied up on the market. And then you got the other half of the inventory that are gonna be sitting longer than 30 days, that are probably gonna be on there, at least 60 days. They might need a couple price reductions, or at least one price reduction, something to consider. Because if you're a buyer and you're active right now, you're waiting for that right house. You kind of know what you're looking for, and when you see it, you got to be ready to act on it, because Lake Oswego, it's not a cookie cutter subdivision, wasn't built out all at once by a few different builders. It's just been built out over time. Every home's unique. All these different neighborhoods in Lake Oswego are unique. So if you find something, you know what you want, and you see it come on the market, you gotta act pretty fast, especially if it's move-in ready and it seems priced well. Go ahead and reach out, give me a call. I'm a local agent right here in this local market. You know, reach out to me if you see a property, you have any questions about it. I can talk to the agent, I can go out there and tour it for you. I can give you a lot more context on that particular home.
This market reminds me a little bit of the market when we bought our home here, and I think it can be a little dangerous for buyers when a home has been on the market for 30 days, 60 days, because they feel like there must be something wrong with this house. Why has no one else snapped it up?
Yep.
And that can like psychologically mess with a buyer. And you don't know, the next day someone might swoop in and scoop up that house. That was the situation we were in with our house, and we were asking like, why has this house been on the market? And that was just the average at that time.
Yep.
And if we had waited several months, you know, that house would have been gone and we would have ultimately been priced out of that market.
Absolutely, and it's just an opportunity, right? In that house, the house we bought, that it's in the Palisades, actually fell out of escrow. It was locked up previously, and so that's why it had to be extended days on market. So sometimes there's always reason, and that buyer was just unreasonable. You know, it needed updates to it, and they wanted the sellers to pay for all the updates. They were just unreasonable buyer. So we were able to go in and basically give them their asking price because we saw the value in that home. And at the time when we bought, that was the median priced home in Lake Oswego, you know, with that 4 bedrooms, you know, the exact, you know, median type of home in Lake Oswego.
So speaking of the median type of home in Lake Oswego, now we're gonna go take you on a tour of 2 homes priced right at the median, but these homes are really different. So to give you just a sense of how far your money will go.
I think this is going to be a really fun comparison so you can see exactly, hey, maybe if I want to buy something a little bit newer, but if I'm going to give up on space and square footage, or do I want something that's a little bit more in the average home that was built in the 70s, it still needs some updates, but it's big, 4,200 square feet.
Bigger property, more of an experience.
Yep, more established neighborhood. So let's go. Okay, now we're standing right here in front of a home in the Cullen neighborhood of Lake Oswego. And we want to give you guys a sense of, hey, what's on the market right now at the median sales price. This one's a little bit over 1.2 million. Basically a brand new build. It was built in 2020, 3-bed, 2.5 bath at about 2,600 square feet.
This little neighborhood right here actually is somewhat walkable because there's a coffee shop on the corner. There's a New Seasons, which is a great local grocery store right up the street.
Literally right there.
And then you could like walk into town. So this is a cool little pocket, but still being a quiet residential street. I would say this house is probably the nicest house on the street. Would you agree? I mean, there's some charming homes, but this is the newest home on the street.
Yeah, this is probably the newest home on this particular street right here. Right across the street from us, you can see, you know, there is a newer style home right there. But then you're gonna be, you know, right next door to it is an older home from the 50s, 60s era. So that's one of the charming things about this neighborhood is you get a real mix. And with that, you're gonna get a mix of income as well. I really like that about this neighborhood is it just gives a nice mix of all types of people. And your walking distance to downtown Lake Oswego and these other shops they got right over here, the New Seasons little market area. And you're also walking distance to the new aquatic center.
Oh yeah, that's right. A little uphill and down.
Yep.
You could ride bikes. Yeah, that's true.
Just right up Stafford right here. So you've got a lot of things central to this location. And that's why I think Cullen has become kind of a hot little neighborhood for builders as well. All right guys, let's go check it out.
Here's a nice downstairs bedroom with, this feels like a primary with the size of this bathroom, and then check out the walk-in closet over here around the corner. And I think this might be radiant floor heating in this bathroom. It's like really warm and cozy. So this is actually a really nice downstairs bedroom. feels like a primary.
This is really popular these days with a lot of people wanting a bedroom with an ensuite bathroom on the main level.
And then for this size of house, to have this little mudroom right in from the garage is so convenient. And then the laundry room right in here. I really like this little layout with this little mudroom. Very neutral black and white color palette in here. So that is the primary downstairs. There's a nice little loft lounge area up here. I know this is really popular right now with families to have like an upstairs hangout space for the kids. And then these would be, you know, 2 kids' bedrooms and a bathroom up here. A little walk-in closet in here. I think for families with younger kids, being separated from the kids upstairs, downstairs wouldn't necessarily be ideal. But if your kids are a little older, this is a great layout because the kids can have this lounge area to hang out, do homework. Their bedrooms are up here with a shared bathroom.
Okay, so at 2,600 square feet, you know, this house does seem a little smaller. So say if you were a family with 2 kids and you needed that office to work from home, this probably isn't a good solution for you.
Yeah.
But if you had, maybe you needed one of the bedrooms as an office, or if you don't need a home office, then this could be great.
Yeah, this is like a comfortable, solidly built house with a lot of the features of a new build, the higher ceilings, the wider hallways, the mudroom, you know, the very sort of design neutral color palette. But for most people in Lake Oswego, I feel like the number of rooms is a little bit limiting in here. It's also a very open concept. So your kitchen, dining, living is one space. There's no other space downstairs.
Here it all is here. Here's your formal dining right here, which is your only dining area. But this is huge kitchen island right here for an eat-up bar. Could be also great home for a retired couple who wants that primary bedroom on the main level, that wants to be able to kind of age in place. This could be a good option. Or if it's a smaller family, or obviously if you don't have any kids, this could be an amazing option. It's not a huge home, and I think the price also reflects that. Now this home's only been on the market for just a little less than 2 weeks. I'd be curious to see, I feel like this home could go either way. This home could sit a little bit because it is a more of a narrow pool of buyers for this home. Average home in Lake Oswego is that 4 bedrooms at around 3,000 square feet. So this isn't fit right into that niche of your average buyer. It is a little bit smaller, but it is still at that median home price. So I wanted you guys to get a little taste of like, hey, if you want that new build, practically brand new, getting all the new build amenities that they're building these days, you know, you still have a backyard. It is a little smaller, but you do have a little grassy spot, fenced in yard, you get all those nice new amenities, but the home is a little smaller at that 2,600 square feet.
That's why we wanted to compare this with a bigger home, but one that's older. So depending on your preferences, some families with like an infant might be really interested in this house as their first house, and then think about buying something a little bit bigger as their family grows. So let's check out the next home and see what you think.
And here we are going to check out the second home. Now, this also is right in the median price range of a little over 1.2 million. And again, we're really giving you guys, hey, this is what's going on the market right now here in September of 2024.
This is a fun comparison because this house is much older. 74, and it feels like more established. It has this hedged in front yard that's very private.
Yep, goes all the way around here in the front yard, blocks out the driveway there.
This is just a totally different neighborhood. This is in Palisades, a lot more of a tree canopy here. This is a quieter street, but one of the quirky things about Lake Oswego is that some streets don't have sidewalks just because of the hilly nature and the way that the neighborhoods were designed. And this is one of those streets. So for some people with young kids, like they want sidewalks so they can walk, ride bike. They love the privacy, that you feel with these trees and this older neighborhood. I can tell just standing outside that this home has some updates, but still needs some updating to go. And so that's where you get this price comparison of this much larger 4,200 square foot home.
Colonial style,
Colonial
so more
style,
traditional.
but not with the new fresh updates.
This home is a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, and it's got 4,200 square feet. A lot of that square footage there too is going to be this daylight basement that they have, finished off, but you could use some love and some updating. So maybe make it like a cool rec room or giant exercise or kid lounge, whatever you want.
Maybe even an ADU if that's something that you're interested in.
Absolutely, if you want to supplement your income, or maybe you have parents or in-laws that would want to live down there in that space as they get older.
Let's check it out.
Let's go.
This house has so much potential. I actually feel more excited about this house than the first house, but you need to put some money into this house. It could be so special. It has a lot of potential. It's a way more traditional floor plan, overall living with the backyard, the front yard. Like I can just see, kids running around and hiding under the trees out there and having like a magical time here. But to get there, you need to put some work in, because some of this feels a little like this was a grandmother's home. It feels outdated in that way. This carpet is old and there are still glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling in this room. It needs a lot of love.
So it's like immediate things you would need to do to this home: new carpet, some updated lighting. Some of the rooms don't even have lighting in the living room. Again, this is built in '74. They just didn't put as much lighting into it. Gives you like a great example of the type of inventory you're gonna see in Lake Oswego.
This is a really good example. I totally agree with you. There's a lot of homes like this in Lake Oswego, which I get excited about, because I think if you're someone who would want to make a house your own, and especially if you really wanted to do that and you had some money to do some work on the home, maybe even before you move in, or you're really into interior design, this could be such a cool home.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like move in and just enjoy all your free time and weekends with no projects.
But it doesn't need a ton of updating. So this is the type of home where, again, this is very typical of the housing stock you're gonna see in Lake Oswego. You could probably put in, $60,000, $50,000, kind of get that base level update to get you move-in ready. But it has the magic, it has all the pieces of this like cool location, amazing yard.
Special property.
The property is special. This colonial, more traditional build of the home. The layout's cool. Like you're saying, it does have this very homey feel to it.
This is sort of on trend right now. I feel like it feels more like a home you'd see in a movie, like Home Alone or something, where, there are just a lot more rooms and little nooks. There's a bay window in the front that you could put a seat in. There are cozy little spots, but it needs some love to get there. But this backyard with the deck and then the views of the sky and the trees is just really special. They have a little kids playhouse, treehouse out there. The treehouse is painted the same style as this house, which is just so charming.
So the only thing I would say in this home as far as location that maybe some people wouldn't like, or just a note, say this particular house, is you got the high school right behind you. There's a little green space area, and then you got the high school right behind you. We were just out there and you could hear kids out there playing, doing sports and stuff. Some people might care about that, some people might not. So here we are out in the backyard. You can see that, this property, the yard, really makes it. Plus this location is awesome. Ton of trees. I mean, this is kind of like the classic Palisades. This is Palisades neighborhood that we're in.
You're also close to Palisades Elementary, which is the Lake Oswego World Language School. It's immersion elementary school, both Spanish and Mandarin, really highly sought after. So it would be cool to live this close to that elementary school. This backyard, you can just hear the breeze rustling through the trees. It's so beautiful in September right now. I wish I could flip this house because it really could be so magical, but I think for the average buyer, buyer, it's gonna feel too outdated for them.
Yeah, and it might feel a little daunting when you go in there and kind of see all the little updates that need to go on. You know, even just looking at the exterior, you know, some of the siding, a little rough, not too bad, but again, really cool house, really cool location. So here is also an example of a home. Now this home has been on the market for a little over 60 days. And the reason is because of all the updates that need to go on in this house. And again, because this home has been on the market for 60 days, you could definitely come in, with a lower offer, especially if you can provide stronger terms. You just have a lot more options as a buyer. And in this market, like I talked about earlier at the beginning of this video, a home has been on the market for more than a couple of weeks. You have a lot more power, a lot more bargaining power, at your disposal right now, because homes are sitting on the market a little longer. Median days on market in Lake Oswego is 34 days, which isn't that much, but half of the homes are going within that first couple of weeks or getting a contract in that first week. The other homes, are sitting a lot longer than that 34 days. They're on the market probably for, 2 to 3 months. So you can really start to bargain and kind of work your power as a buyer with that leverage in this current market.
And the other thing that it lets you do is, if you are thinking of moving to Lake Oswego and this is a new place for you, coming and visiting and going to tour a handful of homes within your budget can really give you a sense of the types of homes that are available, how different they are, and what you're drawn to and what you like, what your priorities are. Would you rather have more space? Would you rather have something newer? There's always a trade-off when you have a budget and certain constraints, but it really gives you a sense of what you're drawn to.
And you're not going to know it unless you come out and visit. So definitely reach out. If you're thinking of planning a visit, we can talk about different neighborhoods and what might be a good fit for you, and just get into some homes and go look at a couple different types to see what speaks to you, what neighborhoods you're drawn to. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to watch the next video coming up right now.